Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Moby. I'm Dr. Moby, and today we are honored with great guests. Let's welcome Leah.
Thank you, Dr. Moby. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It's been our pleasure. So, tell us, our listeners and viewers, about your journey and how did you start with social media?
Sure. So I currently help entrepreneurs start and scale their businesses. I help my clients get to six figures their first 6 figure year and then get to their first 7 figure year after that. I
Mhm.
started my business when I was a paralegal in New York City and I was on the track to go to law school. I had gone to undergrad assuming I would go to law school and I had gotten my job as a paralegal assuming the same thing. I took the LSAT and was accepted into law school. And as I was about to start, I realized I did not want to do this at all. And I had to face a lot of internal truths about the fact that I was pursuing this path because it was safe and because I thought that it was secure, but it was not really what I wanted to do. And this was a very scary realization because at the time I was only 23, 24, which seems young, and it was young, but it felt like everything I had done since I was 18 was leading me to go to law school. So to then throw in the towel and not even to just give up, but to give up without knowing what else I was going to do was very scary. So I started at the time a blog, which is now what my business is, but I started a blog to write about my road less traveled and my decision to kind of do something different than the normal graduate school path that so many millennials are on, even though I didn't know what that would look like. And that blog, where I really wanted to just kind of connect with other people, turned into a community and it turned into a total experiment of digital marketing. And then I started teaching other people what I was learning, both in terms of the personal development and in terms of the digital marketing I was learning. Then I started coaching others. And 6 years later, it is now my business.
Wow, congratulations, and
Thank you.
it's a great story. So, also tell me a little bit about, the few things. First is, a lot of people think that they are, pursuing one path, but they don't realize they have talent for others. So, how was that? I am sure you knew very well about law and in paralegal, law school, but you never knew you had this talent, right?
Yeah, I definitely didn't know anything about marketing or sales or personal development the way that I do now. But I do think that I believed I could be an entrepreneur. There were definitely moments of self doubt, and I still doubt myself sometimes. I think everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
But something in me believed that I was destined for something more and that I could do something different than just being a lawyer. Not that there's anything easy about being a lawyer, but that I could do something more unique to myself. And that belief is really what allowed me to then find the other things that I was good at.
Okay, very nice. And how supportive was your family?
Pretty supportive. I'm very lucky. Both my parents were supportive of me. They didn't understand what I was doing. They didn't really get it and they didn't really see the vision with me, but that's okay. My now husband was just my boyfriend at the time. He was very supportive. But we didn't have, we didn't share bank accounts yet. So it wasn't like he was at risk. He wasn't taking the risk as much as I was. So everyone supported me and everyone wanted to see me succeed, but definitely no one had to sweat it out the way I did. And so it definitely had its lonely moments, even though I had supportive family. But I think just realizing that it's not your family's job to see your vision, it's not your family's job to believe in you, it's your job to believe in you, can take a lot of that pressure off. And they do usually want to see you win. Sometimes they just feel like they're looking out for you if they feel doubtful.
Okay. Also, tell us a little bit about your adventure or venture right now. What is the name of your company and how clients can reach you, or what is the scope?
My website is just my name. So it's just leahgervais.com. And as I mentioned, I help entrepreneurs start, grow, and scale their businesses to 6 and 7 figures. You can find me on my website. And if you're an entrepreneur or a side hustler that wants to increase your sales, definitely check out our programs.
Okay, very nice. Also, tell me a little bit about with COVID and how it has impacted you and your business.
It's really just made me so grateful that I took this risk on myself years ago because a lot of the fear was that I was giving up security by leaving the legal field or by leaving corporate America. And I think COVID really showed us that that security is just false. There is no real security except for security within yourself and your ability to come through for yourself, because
Hmm.
people were laid off like crazy during COVID. Salaries changed during COVID. Our jobs, as we know it, changed. And the truth is, me working for myself was probably one of the most consistent things I could have been doing. And that stayed the same all through COVID. I already was virtual. I already knew how to make money on my own, and none of that really changed. So, if anything, COVID just made me more grateful that I had decided to do this years ago, and, reinforce the idea that this idea of security um, and sureness and certainty that people cling on to in corporate America is really just a false sense of security, because the most secure thing you can do is learn to make money for yourself and not rely on someone else for a paycheck.
Also, tell me a little bit. What is your experience? I'm sure you're probably getting a lot of referrals or advice about COVID. How to survive? How was the like lifeline for businesses in COVID?
What do you mean?
Like I'm sure you're getting more people find that they find it hard to reach their goals, or with COVID, of course, put a lot of work, workers and work away from us. So those revenue generation has been really impacted.
Yeah, not really for what I do and for what I help my clients, because we are all virtual based. So it's actually just a great time to have an online business or to make money from digital marketing or social media, because more people are either online than before or moving online. Um, it has not, it doesn't need to be a scary thing if you have different forms of income from digital marketing or online marketing.
No, what I meant is that businesses might be getting advice from you that their
Mhm.
revenue stream has gone down, so they can kind of reclassify the or style or look for other revenue sources, like you're saying, online. So they might
Yeah.
change their methodology to more online, and then so like I am getting some feedback from the yoga or from a lot of therapists too. They were doing of course in business in person before. Now they are coming back, but there was time with COVID they had to switch to online classes. Yeah,
Right.
so and that impacted some of those client base. So
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think any new business stream takes time to grow out and build out. But even if things are going more back to in person, I still think having at least some, if not all, of your business online and having some of your revenue streams online is a smart way to go, because your overhead cost is a lot lower. So if you're a yoga instructor and you love doing yoga in person, you can continue to do that, of course, but you also have the opportunity to perhaps create a membership or do personal individual sessions over Zoom, or do more tailored classes to groups over Zoom, things like that. And I would recommend doing that even if you are able to be in person again, just because your overhead cost is so much lower.
okay, and regarding your program, is your program tailored to different industries, or is it general, or how do you can you
It's
explain
not
that?
tailored to industries, it's tailored to business models. So it's for businesses that offer a service, ideally a service you can do virtually. We have had people that are like wedding planners go through the program, who obviously are dependent on the region that they plan weddings in. But it also is, it's really designed for anyone that offers a service. So whether you're a consultant or a yoga instructor, like you said, or a designer, or a psychologist, a therapist, a coach, anything like that, if you
Mhm.
offer a service, then my program would help you increase your sales.
Okay, so basically, do you study their revenues and streams, and do you study all? Do you go in person, or do you just do all online, or how do you normally handle?
All online.
Or online? So, and then you do conferences and kind of give them the feedback and what are the things they can improve to help their revenue, right?
We do a mix of online courses and online coaching. So we help them strategize their sales, help them strategize their funnels, help them strategize their launches. And weekly, we discuss with them what is and isn't working, how they can increase their sales, things like that.
Hmm. Okay. And do you have also a portal for business to business or like self help? So maybe I'm sure you have your lot of clients. They can connect or reconnect with. Do you have a group, social media groups, or?
All of our programs are in groups, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, so if they want to benefit from your other clients or help each other, then they can connect, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just this weekend, one of my clients got married and she invited four of my other clients from the group. They all become very good friends.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Also, tell me what was the hardest part about your career change? What was the hardest part about?
The hardest part was believing continually that it was going to work, even when I didn't have the proof that it was going to work. It's never the technical side that's challenging, building a website, creating a service, social media, all of that you can figure out with enough time and patience and willingness to learn. It's more the mental game and the willingness to sit in discomfort and fear and be without a guarantee that things are going to work out, but continue to choose to move on anyway and to go on anyway.
Mhm. Okay, so that was our. And what kind of help did you find was really kind of taking you to the next level? Was it friends, family, all above, or?
I always have hired my own mentors and coaches, and I've paid a lot of money for that type of support to have people who have created businesses teach me different revenue streams, different ways of thinking, different ways of planning their business. All that type of stuff has really helped propel me because it's just allowed me to not create everything from scratch and to learn what other people have done. And just being in communities and surrounding myself with people who are also entrepreneurs is hugely helpful.
Okay. Also, if you would like to give any last advice for you for our listeners, which we have not covered, you can share that, and then we will wrap it up for you.
Sure. My last piece of advice is to create something. If you're an entrepreneur, make sure you can scale something, which is easier to do with something online than in person. If it's a physical product, you're always going to have overhead costs. And to be intimately familiar with the own limits in your mind because they will hold you back more than any limits around you.
And I think with that, thank you for again coming to our show. And we'd like everybody to check out your website and get help with your program. And these are fantastic. Like you said, it's all about the mindset. Yes, you could have definitely financial impacts, and but everything grows with rain. So I mean, nothing grows without rain. You'll always have difficult time if you want to grow, and if you don't want to grow, then you can still take that path. So with that in mind, thank you once again, and keep watching our shows. Take care.
Thanks so much for having me.
Take care.